Hello.
Hiya, you all right?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Very good. How is everything? How's the week going?
Everything's good. Doing interviews today. Yeah, everything's good.
Very good. And you got another inspirations album coming out, more inspirations. And did the first inspiration record inspired you to continue to do more versions of the bands that inspired Saxon throughout the years?
Well, there's so many. Once you start down the road of what inspired us and what influenced us, then there's many bands. I mean, we could probably make 10 albums. But we already had a few ideas after we did the first one, and we started doing this one in the middle of last year. So it was still sort of COVID-y things going on. We weren't really doing a lot of work, you know. So yeah, so we decided to do another one really, and put some more songs on. And the thing is with Saxon and cover, they're not really. Hey, let's just do a cover version because we like it. They're all connected in some way
Yeah.
to either the members of Saxon or to the the band itself. Yeah. Yeah. So I just made a list of songs that I really love from the 60s and 70s. And yeah, that's where it came from, really.
Yeah. And, one of the things about, I mean, you guys have a long career and you probably could just be at home resting and, just waiting for, a touring opportunity and stuff. But you guys keep working, making great records. What is music still like very much an inspiration and a thing that when you wake up in the morning, you say, I still have to do this.
Yeah, I think you have to keep people interested, the band members, obviously, and we have to keep we have to keep our audience interested, and we're always trying to create new music and do interesting things, and not to be too predictable. We have a lot of fans that have been with us since the 80s, and we have a lot of new fans getting into us every day. So I think just keep people interested in the band. I think that's one of the keys to writing new material and doing things like inspire more inspirations. We'll be doing another. I've just done finished doing another heavy water album with my son. I'm starting to write a little bit for my next solo album. We're writing for the next Saxon album, which is due out in January 24 around that time. So we're pretty busy. So more inspirations, just part of that being busy, I suppose.
Well, when you get in a songwriting, mode, are you able to stop at all?
Well, it's difficult writing songs because you're waiting for the inspiration to come through that gives it some uniqueness about it, whether it be the music or the arrangements or the melody or the lyrics. So I spent quite a lot of time, writing with the music that we've written. So we can change things. We change things right up to the last minute before we record it, before we go in with Andy Sneap. Then we're changing things all the time. And we may well change some things while we're recording as well. So nothing's ever finished until it's out there.
Yeah.
You know.
And when it's out there, do you still look at and hear the songs and say, like, maybe I should have done something different? Do you still think about that, or you just?
It sometimes happens. It sometimes happens that maybe you have a better idea for a lyric later on, and you think, oh, shit, I could have put that in there. But yeah, it's a strange thing. But obviously, with the cover album, it's a lot easier because the songs are already written, so there's no real, we just go in and have fun playing them and trying to give them a more Saxonized style.
Yeah.
But it's really good fun. I mean, I think making albums is fun, but it's quite hard work. I think making inspirations is a lot easier, a lot more relaxed, not so stressy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but in going to the versions, obviously you try to put the Saxon sound in a way to those versions.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you probably want to stay, as close to the original as possible in certain ways. Is it important to keep, the essence of what made that song special, but in a Saxon way?
Well, yeah, I mean the songs are all connected because they influenced us or inspired us. So there's no point doing different versions. That's not what we're doing. I mean, I know some bands will do a completely different version of, say, Saxon's Heavy Metal Thunder or something like that, But no, we're not doing it that way. We're just doing it, I mean, some of these bands, some of these songs are not the obvious choice. Like the first Inspirations, I wanted to make it a bit more, some more deeper cuts, and some things that surprise people, like, Animals, the Animals track's a bit of a surprise. It's not something people would think we'd do. Or the Alice Cooper track's a bit, it's a great track, but I don't think a lot of people know that album as much as his earlier stuff, like School's Out and things like that. So, but there's always a connection between the song and somebody in the band.
Yeah.
For instance, Alice Cooper, we had that album back in the day on an 8-track machine that we used to have in our American car, which is where Wheels of Steel comes from, right? And the only three albums we had was Alice Cooper on the inside, ZZ Top Fandango, and Lou Reed live. So we used to listen to those 3 tracks in the car driving home from the gigs back in the 70s. So, I mean, in that track, there's a line that says, "You fade away like denim and leather," and it stuck in my head. And denim and leather, I just used it later on. It was just in my head subconsciously.
Yeah.
So that's the connection with that song.
Yeah.
So there's always a connection,
Yeah, and when you record these songs and when you play them, does it bring the memories of the time where you listened to the songs in the first place? Can you have a recollection of not exactly, but almost where you were in that time?
I just bring back memories, yeah. I mean, you do remember where you were at the time you first heard that song. Like, the thing is, with the songs, it's really hard for the singer, for me, because I'm singing so many different singers' songs. I'm doing like, Roger Daltrey and Alice Cooper and, it's Ronnie James Dio. So it's very difficult to, I just have to like try and forget how they sound and do it in my voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's very easy to put a timbre on your voice that sounds like Roger Daltrey.
Yeah.
A little bit. But I didn't want to do that. I want it to sound like me singing his song, really. So,
yeah, and probably if you tried to sound like someone else, you wouldn't be any good. I mean, you have, that distinct tone of yours. And if you try to sing differently, people will say like, what the fuck is he doing?
That's probably right. Yeah. So, I think it's I mean, it's just, I don't have to sound like them, and the guitar solos don't have to be the same. But I think you have to stay true to what they did, though.
Yeah.
I would never change melodies. I wouldn't change the melody of what Roger Daltrey sang in Substitute, for instance, or what Ronnie James Dio sang in Man and Soul Mountain. I try and keep it the same, but just with my voice, And I find it quite good fun, actually, singing in different registers, high and low, and it's really good, really good.
And the first single for these more Inspirations is Faith Healer from the sensational, Alex Harvey band. It's a great song. And, even though it might not be obvious for, a lot of metal fans, but, it's the way that you put the Saxon spin on it as well. Was that one of the songs that you listen a lot? And I know you've seen the band live back in the day.
Yeah, I saw them a lot of times, actually. They were always doing the circuit in the 70s, Alex Harvey Band, Pat Travers, people like that, a lot of bands in those days that were touring. We saw them all, Uriah Heep, Deep Purple. But Alex Harvey always, always something special about an Alex Harvey show live. And, I had all the albums, sort of Alex Harvey and Next. So, yeah, we had them all. And they were a big influence on me, actually. It's very theatrical, their show. Anybody that hasn't seen an Alex Harvey show, I mean, there must be some on YouTube. You should probably watch them. But yeah, that song meant a lot to me. It influenced me. We used a lot of that, starting with synthesizers. We used it on a song called Solid Ball of Rock, which is very similar beginning to Faith Healer. So, and I tried to get inside the track and try to sing it a little bit more like Alex sang it, but with my voice. So I think I came pretty close, actually. I think the version's pretty good. The vocal version's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it is. I loved. I saw the video and listened to the record as well, and it's. I think there's phenomenal tracks here. They just, obviously Rainbow with Man on a Silver Mountain. It's just one of those tracks that you can hear all the time. You not get tired of it. It's just so timeless in a way. And I listen. I very old school when it comes to music. I enjoy a lot of the classic bands: Saxon, Priest, Maiden, Sabbath, Purple. Uriah Heep as well. I love all that, and I like to listen to new bands. But I there's something special from the 60s, 70s, and some 80s band that the songs become timeless. And I listen to a lot of new bands, and maybe it's because there's a lot of music, but I don't feel that the songwriting or the effort is very much there when it comes to newer bands. Is there any, for you, as a seasoned musician, what is the difference when you see like a younger band compared to when you guys started and played and everything?
Well, I think there's a lot more genres now of rock, including metal. So I think back when we were, trying to get record deals back in the day, it was, our first album was pretty much like everybody else was doing. The first Saxon album, there's a little bit of metal in there, but mostly it was quite proggy. But the way we write songs and arrangements are very important for songs generally, and how long to play a guitarist before the vocal comes in, things like that. Is the guitarist strong enough to be played for 30 seconds or a minute, 2 minutes before the vocal starts? And you have to be aware of all that type of thing, because you have to try and catch people with the chorus or with the guitar riff or with something happening. So we sort of arrange songs. Well, I arrange songs pretty much like people arrange songs in the 70s, I think. The verse and the chorus. And sometimes you start with the chorus. It's just that classic rock style of arranging and writing that people seem to love again, that people love it. So regardless of whether you're, a hard rock band or, a death metal band, I still think the arrangements, are quite important. For instance, if you listen to some of that early Kill Switch Engage stuff, its arrangements are quite cool. It goes from dark to light, hard to melodic, and it's very sort of, there's a lot of 80s influences, 70s influences in there. And a lot of those bands, like Pantera bands, they all had that sort of, I'm talking about the 90s now, basically, but they all had that sort of one foot in the 80s, 70s,
Yeah.
And I think the newer bands have to find something that's slightly slightly unique, you know, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. But I think my advice to new bands would be to look at the arrangements
Yeah. And
and see if they're playing the bits that are the most important enough, you know.
Yeah. And, obviously, one of the difference now is like the impact of social media. It's very easy to get, fans' attention or people's attention by doing some viral stuff on Instagram or
Yeah.
TikTok or whatever, instead of, doing like a club circuit and play, for 10 people or 15 people and try to own the craft in a way. Do you think bands have it easier now than back in the day?
I don't think it's ever been easy. I think it's like winning the lottery. I think there's a lot of super talented bands out there, new bands. But whether they are lucky enough to be noticed by enough people. The problem is, you can have 200,000 followers, but they're all over the world.
Yeah.
So if you play in one city, there might be 100 people of those 200,000 people in that city that know you. That's one of the problems, because the thing is, when you do a tour, or when you sort of, when you build up a following from live, those 100 people, the next time you go, turn into 300 people, then that turns, and people support you. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult for bands to tour. I mean, the club circuit is really bad at the moment. A lot of clubs have closed down, and there's a lot of tribute bands playing clubs all the time. So it's very hard for new bands to get in with new material. But I would advise people to maybe play 2 cover versions and do your own material as well. Try and get your foot through the door. But you need a lot of followers on social media, whether it be Spotify people, or whether it be Facebook or TikTok or Instagram. You need a lot of people to be able to play, say, to play in sort of, say, I don't know, say some place in England, Oxford,
Yeah.
There has to be 500-600 people in Oxford to come and see you that perhaps only know you from social media. So it's very difficult, for bands to have a live following,
Yeah. And
from the live following comes the reviews in the magazines. You can record and make a live album quite cheap. You can sell merchandise, and a lot of things come from live that helps bands to survive.
Yeah, and speaking of live, you guys are preparing for a European tour. Beginning of March, you guys start in Dublin on March 3rd. You're still going to promote Carpe Diem, the latest studio record. Are you going to play?
Yeah, we're still on the Carpe Diem tour. We're still on the Carpe Diem tour until sort of the summer, really. It's part 2, really, of the Carpe Diem tour. I mean, we are going to do, when we play Ireland, we're going to do a sort of hybrid set list, because we haven't been to Ireland for so long. Dublin and Belfast. So we're going to do a bit of a hybrid, a 40th anniversary and a Carpe Diem mixture, So that should be good. But yes, we may all do the same thing in Germany. I don't know, Austria. We'll have to see. But Ireland will get a little bit of a special treat, Northern Ireland and Ireland. So yeah, that'd be good.
I'm glad then that I choose to go to Ireland to see the start of the tour. I'm happy now that you said that, because it's been a while since I saw you guys. I think last time I saw you guys was at Bloodstock in England.
Oh, okay.
So so it's been a while for me, and because I think you guys played Portugal, but it was a while ago at it was the motorcycle.
Yeah, I think we have pretty good following in Portugal. I don't know why we don't do any shows there. Maybe the promoters maybe we're off the promoters' radar, maybe.
Yeah.
But we like Portugal. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely to play there. Nice people.
Yeah, because I speak with, I know some people, and they always ask, when is Saxon playing? When is Saxon playing? And I'm like, oh, we need to annoy the promoters. We can ask Saxon if they want to come. They'll say yes, but we need someone, to back it up.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do quite a few bike festivals biker festivals in Portugal.
Yeah.
I think we probably played, 5 or 6 of them, but we sort of stopped doing them after a while. But we'd be open to come to Portugal, definitely. I mean, if you go to Spain, you only turn left and then turn right, and there's Portugal. So it's possible to go and do a gig in Porto or somewhere like that. Lisbon.
Yeah, and speaking of Carpe Diem and the tour, the Pilgrimage is my favorite song on that record. I want to know if you're going to play that live.
Which one?
The Pilgrimage.
Yeah, we're going to do the Pilgrimage. Yeah. The thing is, it's very similar to Crusader Pilgrimage, not only musically but sort of spiritually as well. If you know what I mean. It's about the medieval. The pilgrimage, but I changed it into through the ages pilgrimage up to modern day pilgrimage. Sometimes we play them both, sometimes we don't. It just depends. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, I got my fingers crossed that you can play that in Dublin anyway. But it's cool.
You have to be patient though, because I think it's an encore.
Yeah. Well, I'll be patient. I'll stay until the end, and probably
no leaving for the car park early.
No. And after the encore, I'm going to stay there and ask for another encore.
Okay, cool.
And going quickly, just to wrap it up, to more inspirations. You have the Nazareth cover as well. Why you chose that song specifically? Again, because it's not probably the most well-known Nazareth song.
No, it's not. And another Scottish band, Alex Harvey was Scottish. So we have 2 Scottish bands on the Inspirations album. We toured with Nazareth just before Wheels of Steel came out. We did the Montreal tour. Then we did the Judas Priest tour of Europe, and then we came back and did the Nazareth tour. And they were super, super guys, I used to see Nazareth at the same venues as I saw Alex Harvey.
Yeah.
In the 70s, and I always remember they used to start with that song. And we got to know them later on. In the 90s, we did a lot of festivals together, Nazareth and Saxon. They were a massive influence on the band. It's very, I can't say enough how much Nazareth influenced Saxon. Just from being in a band and looking great and having a great time and playing great rock songs. And, Razzmatazz is about the audience, which is a very similar thing to, Denim and Leather or Heavy Metal Thunder. So I just wanted to do a song that reminded me of Nazareth, and that one did. I think it's cool. It's like a blues rock song, but I think it's cool. And I think we played a bit faster than they played it, which is great. Yeah,
it is. Biff, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. I'll see you in Dublin. I'm looking forward to see Saxon. Especially I saw you guys in Dublin as well when you played with Hell. That was 2016, 17, maybe, when you played the Academy. I was there. I was there as well, and
great.
I want more Saxon.
Well, you should go to Belfast as well, and you get 2 doses of it.
Yeah, maybe
it's only a short drive. It's not far.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in Ireland for a week, so I think I have time to do that. So who knows?
Come on down. I'll put you on the guest list. No problem. Let me know. Yeah.
All right, Biff. Thank you very much for your time. All the best, and I'll see you in Dublin in March. All right.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.